Thank you. I can't tell you how happy I am to be back on Saturday Night Live. Now, believe it or not, this is the 5th Saturday Night Live I have been lucky enough to host. Number 5.
The year is 1990, and Tom Hanks is hosting Saturday Night Live for the 5th time in his early acting career. SNL is hitting its stride after middling through the mid-80s. The cast boasted a stacked group of veteran players, Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, and Phil Hartman, and was about to infuse generational talent into the show. But Hanks isn't Tom Hanks yet. His biggest movie to date was Big, released in '88. To most, he was still just the guy from the '80s sitcom Bosom Buddies.
I don't see anybody else here. You must be talking to me.
Hanks is on the way up, and he's about to cross paths with another comedy legend.
What was nice about it was I always like whenever I can close a circle in this sort of cosmic way.
And two of them are about to create a sketch that will be forever woven into the fabric of SNL.
What year was the first year I was on SNL and you were back in, we called
1988.
I called you the Boiler Room Boys.
Yes.
It was you and Odenkirk and Smigel.
You killed, guys. There were some, I think a couple of shows I did, you guys got like 3 pieces on it.
Hello.
A pretty small penis there.
Goodbye.
The guy back in the day when I was working at SNL who was Money in the Bank and still is to this day was Mr. Tom Hanks because he would show up, hey everybody, what have you got? And I remember coming out once, and I swear to God, I think it was maybe 2 a.m. Most hosts, they hang around a little bit. They sense the sadness, the desperation. They smell the odors and they leave, and then they come refreshed at read-through. I came out and there's this giant, in the conference room, there's this big table, and you were sitting there and you had been working on your own idea.
Oh, God.
And you were lying on, they had shoved all the tables together. You were lying on the tables like Christ with some pages over your eyes because you were trying to catch a couple of winks before you woke up and got back to writing at 3 a.m.
You were alone in your dedication to making it a great show.
I'd always heard that was the great power of the hang, that you got there an all-night Monday and all-night Tuesday. You're going from, now they kind of like take the hosts around and the usher, but I want to get in there and mix it up.
I was just trying to get the hang, man. You laugh your head off, when you're there. And there is some awfully good ideas, but, part of it is, I couldn't believe I was there. I mean, I'm in the world-famous 17th floor with a conference room and the whole bit. I wanted to soak that up.
Absolute great memories, but also almost PTSD.
Well, yeah, a lot of nervous breakdowns, a lot of Machiavellian stabs in the back, a lot of disappointments, a lot of how did this happen?
A lot of 4 o'clock in the morning. Everyone else is behind a closed door laughing with other people writing the greatest sketch in the world, and I don't have an idea. And I'm wandering the halls, and this is when I used to wander down to 6A, which unbeknownst to me would later become my studio. At the time, it was Dave's studio.
Wow, yeah.
And I would sit behind, there was a cloth that they draped over Dave's desk, which ended up being right where my desk was for 16 years. And I would sit behind that desk and try and write sometimes behind his desk on the late night, on the late night with David Letterman's studio. I just was, and I'd be in a dread that is hard for me to explain to anybody when you don't have an idea, or you have an idea and you don't think it's good enough.
And people always say no regrets. I regret
nothing but.
I regret being so intense about that job.
Yeah,
I was way too intense, and I think I robbed myself of some fun that I could have had. I did have a lot of fun, but I think I could have had more fun, and I think I could have maybe written there a little longer if I didn't make it such a grind for myself. And you'd have.
Well, how much do you sort of like relive in the same way like Ernie Banks relives, ball games at Wrigley Field regarding SNL? I mean, you were there for a substantial amount of time. Every era of SNL is historic in its own way.
Yeah, and
every era had some imprint on comedy and popular culture.
I was there at a very fortuitous time because I was there with the Lovitz, Dana Carvey, Kevin Nealon, Jan Hook,
Nora Dunn,
just great cast. But then Mike Myers showed up while I was there. Chris Rock showed up while I was there. Adam Sandler showed up while I was there. So it really was this golden time to be on Saturday Night Live. And also, 2 of my moments of absolute fear were on camera, and they were with you.
Ooh.
One was one of the first big things I did on TV was a sketch where you did a monologue about how people say I'm the nicest guy in the world, but I'm really not. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Look up nice in the latest edition of Webster's Dictionary. You'll find a new definition. Tom Hanks.
And I'm tired of this, Tom Hanks is the nicest guy in the world. It's just not true. Now, if you'll excuse me a minute, and then you walk off, and the camera follows you live, and do you remember this? You perform all these miracles.
Yeah, yes.
You're Christ-like.
Everything's gonna be all right.
I'm sorry I was so mad.
You had the line, "Stay away from this horse, Mr. Hanks, he bites." And I said it and say,
Oh, no, he doesn't. He's a great horse.
So I am waiting, and this is live, and you have no idea what it's like. The fear of you're a punk kid, and Tom Hanks is going to come by, and my job was to stand there holding the horse. And then my line was, you go, look at that guy. And I go, oh, don't touch him, Mr. Hanks. That horse bites everyone.
Hey, watch out, Mr. Hanks. This horse bites everyone.
And you go, nonsense. He's just a misunderstood creature. And you pet him, and I go, wow. So you're coming, and I just keep repeating my line. And of course, I'm doing the thing we all do when we're in our heads too much. Don't bite that horse, Hanks. No, don't Tom the Hanks. Wait, don't bite that.
The 5th time you do the show is the most special of all because you get one of these, a membership card in the 5 Timers Club.
In December 1990, I created the SNL 5 Timers Club, an ingeniously lazy way to avoid writing a monologue.
I want you to come with me right now, and I'm going to give you a chance to look in on one of the most exclusive clubs in the world.
We worked together.
Yes, we did. Well, that's why we're old friends. So
Yes, we worked together, I think it was 11 years ago.
we tried to figure it out backstage. Saturday Night Live. I believe it was the 5th time I was able to host the show.
It was the 5th time, and there was a sketch called the 5 Timers Club.
Right. Which was the first time the 5 Timers Club appeared.
It's basically anytime someone's hosted the show, their 5th time, they're welcomed into the club. And I'm just a writer at the show, a skinny kid in his 20s. I remember Jim Downey, I think, said, well, there should be a doorman who opens the door and lets people into the club. Conan, why don't you do that? This was a big one just because Steve Martin's in the sketch, and Elliot Gould's in the sketch, and Paul Simon's in the sketch.
I was in that sketch.
It's funny, they told me that I said, really? Conan was in that sketch? Because the host has a lot of things he's got to keep track of when he's on the show. And
my job was just to open the door, and I think Tom Hanks unnecessarily says a fake name for me.
Thank you,
Sean.
Sean.
I'm Sean, and you come in the door, and I'm supposed to put a robe on you, and I'll never forget, you come in the door, and all I have to do, you go, hello, Sean. I go, Mr. Hanks, is take a silk robe
"You're right."
and put it on you.
Thank you.
First, silk robe catches on, and you can see it a little bit.
It happens online, yeah.
You can see it. You can see it. I'm having a second, and it's just a millisecond, but for me, I saw my entire life flash before my eyes because I thought, if I can't get this jacket off, I'm dead. I'm dead forever. But I get it off, and then I go to put it on you, and one of the sleeves
was inside out, yeah.
You remember this?
Yeah, very much so.
You've probably been angry about it ever since. So anyway, I did that, and it was kind of just a nice moment. You know, of all the moments in my life, that was just a nice little moment that I had.
And
Interesting.
So I'm interested in seeing...
It's my theory, Tom, that my performance here launched you. Those Oscars came after this.
After the
Everything
5
came
Timers Club.
after this.
This is truth.
What was nice about it was I always like whenever I can close a circle or in this sort of cosmic way. What happened was John Mulaney, who I'm a huge fan of, and we've become pals over the years, he basically told me that he was going to be hosting Saturday Night Live for the 5th time, and that I was invited to come by and see the show. And I had not been back to 30 Rockefeller Center pretty much since, I departed in 2009 to come out west. So I hadn't been back there, and mentioned to me, he called me up, I think it was on Thursday or something, and said, hey, we're writing a sketch. Would you want to be in it?
This has become not special. Did somebody...
John Mulaney very kindly said, oh, it'd be kind of cool if Conan was in this 5-timer sketch.
What are you doing here? I'm just here to sign up for Peacock. It's weird they make you do it in person. Look, John, don't listen to them. This is very, very special. I was in the very first 5-Timers Club special, Club Back Specs thing. When I was a writer here.
I want to thank Aerosmith. I want to thank you all.